I am going to talk about, and I forget her name. She talked about the life-changing basket. This is how she presents. She's a red jacket, so I was like, ooh, that sounds good. I'll take her ideas. First and foremost, I think one of the most important things to know is that it really should be life-changing for you, so that then you can help explain why it's life-changing for them. So don't be tied necessarily to these products, because if there's something that you can get super excited about, you should use that product. Now, I did use the products that she used because I love them, and it worked for me. And so I have them kind of in the this is like the actual basket. And I bring it to the party, and I let them know that this is what we're going to go over. So first, what I always do at my parties is I use the chemicals of concern, and I have everybody, I just hand them out, and I have them read the chemicals of concern. And that's how I start my party, so that they know then, like, this is what we're talking about. And so you'll see them, and they'll look at it, and they'll go, there are over 200 there's over 200 chemicals of concern or chemicals in the cord blood of babies. Like, when they say it, and then their friends go, it really starts to have an impact. I'm like, that's why we're here today, because we want to clear up all of these things. So what I usually do is just say, so this is what we're going to talk about. I bring you this because this is going to change your life. And it doesn't look like much because it's in this one tiny little basket, but everything that's in here is going to change your life. So these are the things we're going to talk about today. And I actually have them in the basket so that I can pull them out in order, and it just makes sense for the presentation. So for instance, the first two things are going to be the EnviroCloth and the window cloth. And so as I talk about that, obviously the EnviroCloth, this is where I give information about Norwex, and we give our history, and we talk about how dense it is and how you get the 8 different surfaces to clean with. So I kind of go through that normal part of the EnviroCloth, and then it pairs really well with the window cloth, and I explain about polishing and streak-free and all of that. And then the dusting mitt, because who doesn't normally talk about these 3, right? This has been part of everybody's thing since the beginning. So you know with these 3 things, you're able to clean 90% of your home. But there's other things that we do, and there's other rooms. So we already know this is every surface, and this is going to make things polished and streak-free, and this is going to make everything dust-free. But now we get down to some good stuff. So some other specifics, some other rooms in your home that are going to make a difference. And one of the things that she had labeled, which I just loved, is she said, so this is what I call the kitchen makeover. Okay? So who here is still using sponges? Come on, just admit that you still use a sponge, and just see who buys into the... So the reason that sponges smell so bad is that things like to grow in a dark, moist environment. Okay, so that's gross. So you need these because we're going to get rid of your sponges. How many people are contributing to the paper towel habit, to the 3,000 tons of paper towel that we're putting into the waste every year or every day? Who's contributing to that? So again, I started weaving in some of that story selling to have them be like, yeah, like that's my problem, paper towels are the problem. So this is going to help take care of that too. So this is your kitchen makeover. So I tell them about the kitchen cloth and the kitchen towel, how they dry faster because of the specific weave. I love passing things around because this is the same microfiber thread, but it's just woven differently because it's going to do something different for you. So this is going to be all of those wipes and spills, those things that happen throughout the day. This is going to be your kitchen towel, so maybe you're drying your hands on it, you're drying your dishes with it, but this is really where the true kitchen magic comes in. And when you start using this to wash your dishes instead, it's a change. It's going to be weird, because if you're still using a sponge, this gets really weird. But it suds up really well. You can wash everything. It's going to release. So instead, has anyone ever used that sponge and you get scrambled eggs like caked onto the sponge?
Yep,
right?
Peanut butter, yeah.
Oh, that's so gross. So this rinses completely clean. So this is going to replace what you're currently washing your dishes with. And even people are like, oh, but I use a scrub brush. And I'm like, and how do the scrambled eggs do in a scrub brush? Because they're still in there. It's like, ew, you find it like 3 days later, there's a chunk of something in that scrub brush. Don't tell me it hasn't happened to you, because it's totally happened to you. So this is gonna rinse completely clean, plus then you can lay it on the top rack of your dishwasher. So this is going to tackle all of those kitchen issues that you've had. So always making sure that they know that if you take this basket home with you today, in this cute little carrying and everything, you get the whole basket, it is one flat price. Turns out to be $180 something. And there's no shipping on it. So you can take this with you today. I always fill out a slip before I go based on what's in the basket so that they see exactly what it is that they bought. And that way then it's all kind of listed there. So if you were to change out some of the products, you just change that out and you know what the price is before you go in. And usually at about this time, I'm getting their buy-in. Like, so it's looking pretty good to somebody right now, isn't it? And you're going to go home with some product today and everybody else is ordering. Sad for them. Anyway, and then with the laundry detergent, there's a couple different options. One is that you can have the full-size laundry detergent. You can charge them that full-size price. Or if you have something that you've gotten, you could even throw this in and say, so this is a little freebie. If you take this home with you today, you are getting, it's the smaller size than what you would normally buy in our catalog, but it's my gift to you for starting to change the world today. So explaining and you could even use the sample size too if you bought the sample size. But of course, talking to them about the laundry detergent and how you care for everything. And before I lose you guys, there's only 2 more products that we're going to talk about, but they seriously change your life. So I know we talked about it cleaning your kitchen, and we talked about it cleaning your bathroom, and it's clean. And Norwex is cleaning your dishes. But how about the fact that it can clean your body? So, we've got a pack of the body cloths in here, talking about how you can use Norwex for your body. So now we've gotten just beyond cleaning the home, but cleaning the body too. And this one usually brings up a lot of discussion, especially if your hostess has already started going no soap. Her friends are amazed and very questionable and doubt it very much. And I have the old one, I didn't grab the new one. But then I have the travel pack. And so, Jenny's being sweet. Thank you, Vanna. And then the third thing, or the final thing that I like to talk about is going to be our travel EnviroCloths, because everyone touches something somewhere outside of their home, correct? Mm-hmm. You go to work, you go to the office, you travel on an airplane, you touch a shopping cart handle. So these are just going to be perfect. This is something that everybody needs to have with them, carry around with them, because we don't just want to protect ourselves in our home, but we want to protect ourselves when we're outside of our home too. So that's just kind of, and you guys have your own verbiage and your own way that you would talk about these things. But what I loved and what I've seen over the past couple of parties with this basket, I had one person on Sunday who was like, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much that I want to do. There's so much benefit that I can see. I'm a huge germaphobe. I should just really buy that basket, shouldn't I? And she truly was asking for me to affirm where she was. I said, yes, this basket is going to take care of every room in your house, and it's going to start taking care of your body. So yes, this is the best place to start. I love that the basket has a consumable in it, because after a while you have so many cloths you don't need them, but everyone needs to come back to the consumable. And this is also an investment, and I talk about the fact that it's an investment. And so you want to be able to and protect the investment in your cloths, but this is also going to be great for everything that you have in your home. So the logistics of it, the way that I've done it, and it has worked, is that I have that customer order form already filled out with the price. Let them know that you can buy that. What I do is I order it on that host's party for myself, so that then it's being shipped to me, but they're paying for it. And so it runs through, the host is getting credit, they're going to see the charge on their credit card. And the customers I've had so far have not minded, they've bought other stuff as well. And I'll say, well, it's gonna come up as 2 different charges, because one of them is gonna go to your home, because you're buying the countercloth set, but the other stuff is coming to my home because it's replenishing my basket for the next party that I go to. She's like, oh yeah, totally, not a problem. So it gives them the opportunity to go home with a whole bunch of stuff and just truly get invested like from day one.
So you just take one basket.
Take one basket.
First come,
first serve. Whoever claims it first, they're taking it home that day. Yeah. So anyway, that's the life-changing basket. And I've also used it because I like that verbiage. I've used it for getting new hosts. As I'm talking about it, I'll say, so can you see how some of these things are going to change your life? And you get some nods and you get some commitment to that. So who knows at least one other person or 2 other people who you'd like to help change their life. And so that's where I'm then able to plant that hosting seed and get them interested in hosting and just telling a couple of friends about it. So that is the life-changing basket. It has happened, or I've used it at 2 parties since conference. One was a $700 party and one was a $900 party. So it worked.
Yay!
Yay!
And it was purchased at both parties?
It was only purchased at one. But one of them, I think there was just a couple different things that people wanted to get instead, which is fine. But what I also like about it, this and a mop is all I take. One bag, one thing, I sit down, it's not intimidating, it's so people could easily do what I do, because this is all that they have.
Duplicatable.
Did you still present them all?
Yeah, everybody always asks about the floors, so I did talk about the mop as well.
And did you take like a separate EnviroCloth and window cloth for
Yes,
demoing?
for the demos. And actually both parties, I did not do any chicken demo, I only did one butter on a window demo. We just had conversation.
Okay.
So,
You still stack the hostess?
I've never done that,
You've never done, okay.
no. So, anyway, that's what I learned. This was my big takeaway, the life-changing basket.
Like it.
It
Thank
changed my
you.
life. It changed my business.